Alrighty guys, welcome back to another Sentinels of Earth Prime slash Sentinels of Multiverse tutorial series here as we get to hero number 40, which is DAEDALUS? Something crazy. Let's, oops, wrong one. Let's go to this one. DAEDALUS? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I apologize in advance. Anywho, that's his history and a lot to it there. And so, again, you can put this on pause and check it out on YouTube later. And variants. Alright, so let's show the cards. So first things first, DAEDALUS, 32 hit points. Controlled Vent, power, discard up to 2 cards, and then you may draw a card. So his cards are very interesting. He's got this whole weird mechanism going on. Anti-gravity field, equipment limited. At the end of your turn, if you have 7 or more cards in your hand, DAEDALUS deals himself 4 fire damage and destroys this card. DAEDALUS is immune to damage from environment cards. At the start of your turn, either draw a card or destroy this card. So, he's got this mechanism where if he's got 7 or more cards in his hand, he's going to be taking a lot of damage and destroying his cards. And a lot of things are forcing him to draw cards, but he also has powers to, get rid of cards. So he's always on this balancing to try and get rid of all the cards that he's being forced to draw, which is kind of a weird mechanism, but it might work well. I don't know. So Archimedes failsafe, equipment limited. There's 2 copies of this. When this card enters play, DAEDALUS regains 2 hit points, and then it has a power. Discard all but 4 cards in your hand, and then destroy all of your equipment cards other than this one, then destroy this card. So he's got a way to get rid of all the cards if he's got too many cards so he doesn't take a lot of damage. Archimedes failsafe. 2 copies. 3 copies of Atlas Gravity Weld. Equipment. At the end of your turn, if you have 7 or more cards in your hand, DAEDALUS deals himself 4 fire damage and then destroys this card. At the start of your turn, DAEDALUS deals each non-hero target 2 energy damage, then draw 3 cards. Again, forcing him to draw lots of cards. You gotta balance what you're doing there. 3 copies of that card. 3 copies of Eureka Moment, 1 shot. You may destroy 1 ongoing or environment card, and then discard this card. So, pretty good to have both an ongoing or environment card with 1 card, and there's 3 copies of that, which is really good. 4 copies of 1 shot, discard a card, and then either play a card or return this card to your hand. So, more ways of getting things out of your hand so you don't have to have those too many in there. 3 copies of Force Wave Duro. Equipment. At the end of your turn, if you have 7 or more cards in hand, DAEDALUS deals himself 4 fire damage and then destroy this card. Power. Draw 2 cards, and DAEDALUS deals up to 3 targets 2 energy damage each. 3 copies of that. 2 copies of Gravitonic Snare. Equipment. At the end of your turn, if you have 7 or more cards in hand, DAEDALUS deals himself 4 fire damage and then destroys his card. At the start of your turn, select a non-character target. Until the start of your next turn, that target cannot deal damage. Then draw 2 cards. 2 copies of that. He has 3 copies of Graviton Cannon. Equipment. At the end of your turn, if you have 7 or more cards in your hand, DAEDALUS deals himself 4 fire damage and then destroys this card. At the start of your turn, DAEDALUS deals 1 target 5 energy damage, then draw 5 cards. Yeah, And there is Graviton Cannon. Where's that one? That was this one. 3 copies. Yep. Okay. Hoplite Armor Mark 7? Mark 7? Yeah. Equipment limited. Reduce damage dealt to DAEDALUS by 1. Power. Discard a card. Play a card. So with that power, you can discard a card and play a card. So you're getting rid of 2 cards in your hand. So that's manageable. Right? Hopefully. We have 3 copies of Incarus Bombardment. 1 shot, draw 4 cards. DAEDALUS deals up to 3 targets 3 energy damage each. If the Incarus is in play, discard up to 2 cards. What's the Incarus? Well, we'll see that in a little bit. 2 copies of Immortality's Burden. Ongoing limited card. At the end of your turn, DAEDALUS regains 2 hit points. If DAEDALUS is ever the only active hero, destroy this card. 2 copies of that. Like Son, like Father, 3 copies. Ongoing increased damage dealt to and by DAEDALUS by 1. So buffs up himself, but also damage against him. 3 copies of that. 2 copies of Matter Collapser. Its equipment. At the end of your turn, if you have 7 or more cards in your hand, DAEDALUS deals himself 4 fire damage and then destroys this card. Power. Draw a card. DAEDALUS deals 1 target, 1 melee damage, 1 energy damage, and 1 radiant damage. 2 copies of Sensorum Sweep. It's a 1-shot, draw 4 cards, reveal the top 4 cards of 1 deck. Discard 2 and put the other 2 back on top of that deck in any order. And finally, the Incarus. We talked about this earlier. If you have this in play when you're doing the other card, the Incarus is a ship. It's a limited equipment ship. At the start of your turn, you may discard a card. You may use an additional power during your power phase. Great card, by the way. So, he is, he's a little bit challenging. And this is the other card, the Incarus Bombardment. DAEDALUS deals up to 3 targets, 3 energy damage. And if the Incarus is in play, discard up to 2 cards. So, again, ways to manage cards in and out of your deck. You're going to be trying to manage that. If that's not something that's fun and interesting, you probably don't want to play this character. He's always on the edge about, do I draw cards? Do I not draw cards? If I play this power, I'm going to end up taking damage myself because I'll have 7 cards in my hand at the end of my turn. So, I mean, he's got ways to manage his hand and do lots of really cool things, but he is very challenging to learn how to play. So, but he's definitely... He definitely has that on the edge kind of vibe. He's kind of, I guess, like the Iron Man for Sentinels of Earth Prime, where you got this whole Iron Man mentality going on, like he's the last hope for humanity, and he's kind of balancing weapons and damage and doing damage and managing how many cards he has. And lots of ways to get cards in and out of his deck, drawing cards. But like I said, there's quite a few of these. At the end of your turn, if you have 7 or more cards in your hand. So you're constantly, kind of managing things. But this is a nice way to, regain a lot of hit points every turn. Because, the chances of you being the only active hero are pretty slim until right at the end of the game. So get this in early. You're regaining a lot of hit points. You can afford to take a little bit of damage from some of these others. Some of these other events. Taking 4 fire damage. But then, you're dealing 5 damage to an enemy. So, and then drawing cards, which gives you lots of options as well. So, Definitely an interesting character. We're going to play this one in our Sentinels of Earth Prime match that we got coming up later tonight. So if you want to see this guy in action, be sure to check that out. We got one more character we need to do because we need to get a full party of 4. So we'll do that character next. And then we'll see about getting the playthrough of Sentinels of Earth Prime later tonight. So thanks everyone for watching. Hopefully you're all having a great night, and hopefully this is helping you learn some of the characters for Sentinels of the Multiverse and Sentinels of Earth Prime. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.